Our government is not supposed to give our money to anyone other than the people who live here, or have lived here for most of their lives, or at the very least for a substantial length of time. A Western government is an administrative body for a nation state for the express purpose of keeping its citizens safe, preserving its national identity, culture, and to provide a framework for enabling a free, prosperous society. This includes providing education, the ability to earn a wage or be an entrepreneur, and to use any taxes collected for the betterment of society at large, providing things like infrastructure, etc. And where possible, doing its utmost to protect the most vulnerable, like children and the elderly. What a government is not for, under any circumstances, is to extract money from the taxpayer and use that money to fund anything that promotes other nations or separate body or entities' interests over its own citizens' interests. Nor should it spend money that it takes from its own people and give it to people who have no right to it, especially foreign nationals with no established roots or ties in history to the land. But that's exactly what's happening, and has been happening for a very long time now, with an acceleration in this traitorous act over the last decade. The act of voting for people to attain power, to carry out the wishes of the general public, is an absurd idea now. We've seen how this really works. The emperor really does not have any clothes. No one has the political will to change this situation, it seems. It's time we had a new charter enshrining individual rights and revive the idea of Magna Carta and turn it into a new constitution, one that limits governmental powers. The state is so large now, it has to be completely dismantled. And political parties think they can continue in the current system, but they're deluded, as Labour have found to their cost. Bureaucrats run things for the most part, so quangos need to go, and whole departments need to go. In fact, most civil servants need to go. Ideologues need to be rooted out, because that's pretty much what a lot of them are. Power needs to be transferred back to people that are supposedly accountable, though maybe we should think about having a constitution that demands leadership change quicker than 4 or 5 years if things are going badly wrong. It seems to me there is a huge appetite for change, but no political entity is willing to do this. Wholesale reforms are actually not really that radical, but for some, maybe too much to bear. What's really true for the British public is the situation we've been in for decades now, under the boot of the liberal, socialist, globalist agenda. It has to change. It absolutely has to change. Or you have this seething undercurrent of resentment, and that could lead to some very bad consequences.